we we're really, we communicate with that with each other, and I'm just looking forward to, keep doing that with them.
Thanks, Hank.
Our next question is from Chris Solari, the Detroit Free Press.
Hamp, good to see you. Nice to meet you. I guess first, what kind of dogs do you have, and what are their names?
So I have two dogs. I have a golden retriever. And that's a girl. Her name's Nala, and she actually just turned 7 like last week. And then I have a black lab puppy, Creed. We named him Creed, and he's only like a year and a half. So he's the wild one in the family.
Your parents going to be able to bring him up to get him running out in the snow a little bit?
I would love that. I hope they do.
I wanted to for you, what makes you a Mel Tucker or Jay Johnson quarterback? I think that's kind of, we know that the guys were here, but you're the first guy to come in under them. What do you think is the quality that you have that they like most?
I think just the competitive aspect that I hold. I'm able to, like, I demonstrated in high school that whatever circumstance it may be, with everything that we've been given, like there's no excuses to where we can't go out and win. I mean, if we got, COVID or whatever it is, whatever it may be, the team looks to me, just because I have that competitive aspect and just that drive to go win. And I think that's something that they're looking for, and especially in a quarterback, because I know Coach Tucker wants, the quarterback to be the most competitive guy on the field. Um, and so that's what I feel like they're looking for in me. And, I want to go out and demonstrate.
Our next question is from Lindsey Huddleston.
Great. Chris really spoke to the question I was going to ask. You answered it very well, but I guess to follow up a little bit more, how do you get that across to your teammates, to your peers? It's one thing to be able to connect with Coach Johnson and Coach Tucker, of course, but how do you help get that across to teammates who aren't Cam from your home state of Texas or anywhere else?
Yeah, I think it's just taking advantage of every opportunity that's given to me, whether it's in the weight room, in meetings, just small little interactions. I got to, win each moment. I mean, as small as it is, I got to, gain their confidence and their trust in me. So, I got to be able to do that and demonstrate, every day in the off season, throughout the summer, leading up into the season.
Great. I appreciate it.
Our next question is from Audrey Dahlgren with WLNS.
Hi, Hamp. Welcome to East Lansing. What is the one thing that I guess has not been different, but similar, because going through the recruiting process, it was obviously virtual. So you mentioned the snow it's colder here than what you had anticipated, but what else about Michigan State is different or is what you expected?
Well, I will say that the people are a lot nicer up here. I mean, I walk down the sidewalk, and I won't even know the person. They say, "Hey, what's up?" Just really nice interactions, and it just catches me off guard because I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I don't know." I mean, they stopping to say hi to me, and I mean, it's like everybody around here, and it's really cool. I mean, it feels like everybody here, you know, if you're a part of the MSU, if you're not, or whatever. I mean, it all feels like a family. Like, it really does feel that way, and that it's really cool. I mean, just to stop and talk to anybody, and to have a really nice, friendly conversation.
It can be a difficult decision to make, as you know. I'm sure you wavered back and forth quite a bit on where to go and who to play for. But what about the facilities too at Michigan State, or the culture that Mel Tucker's trying to build? Not enticed you to come here, but that could be hard over Zoom interviews to get a feel for what a program's like.
Mm-hmm. It can be, but then just like within the interactions that you have, just talking to people, you can get a really nice idea of where they're coming from. Especially if you do the research of their past and what they've done in the past, and obviously talking to other players that have been coached by them, and to get opinions on them. And so I went through that, and everybody had really good things to say about them. And I did my research on them, and there was something that sparked my interest. And throughout the whole entire recruiting process, it just led up to that decision. And I was like, yeah, I want to go play for Coach Tucker and the rest of the coaching staff.
And then if I may ask, who were some of those people that you reached out to get a gauge for Coach Tucker or maybe Jay Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Rocky and a couple other quarterbacks a long time ago, but they were just from like getting used to the coaching staff. I mean, I talked to him probably around like the summer or like kind of the fallish, and just trying to figure out like where they stand with that coaching staff. I mean, even with the small time that they had, I was just, you kind of want to have that first, okay, what were your first impressions of the coaching staff? What do you think? How'd y'all start it off? And so just being able to talk to them, and then also just, in general, going online and, you can view press conference that they had on YouTube, or, just something simple like that, and really see where they're coming from. And that's all that I did to see that, and really, really like made me want to play for them.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Rico Cooney with Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Hamp, welcome to Michigan. Hey, can you talk to me a little bit about Cam and the relationship you have with him, and maybe some things that we don't know about him that will endear him to his teammates and to the Michigan State community?
Yeah. So yeah, Cam, I mean, so we both work out together. We're part of the same like lifting group, so to say. We're at the same rack. So we spend a lot of time, just motivating each other. And even so, like in the dorms, we're just a couple rooms away from each other. So we spend quite a lot of time, outside of football too, just chatting in general. And, we make a lot of connections, back at home to Texas. And a lot of the people up here will ask us, like, what's Texas like? What's all that stuff? We'll talk about that. But yeah, no, on the field, I mean, Cam, he's a big body too. One thing I can tell that separates him is that, he's extremely athletic. It's almost like he can also play receiver, at the tight end spot. He's a big body, and really he has that quick twitch that, a lot of big bodies usually kind of lack. And just in general, I mean, catching the ball, I mean, he's got the soft hands. But I mean, in regards to that, like, he's just an overall athlete. And, even when we're working out, he's not just doing it to do it, but he has an extreme drive to win and compete. And, what you can see that in the way he interacts with the other players on the team.
Okay, thank you.
Our next question is from Jim Comparoni with Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Hamp, great to see you. Hope you're doing all right, man. Hey, a lot of these recruits that are going to be coming in and joining you in the summer and so forth, and the ones that are there mid-year, they didn't have a chance to come in and meet the staff or see the campus for obvious reasons. You did. You were able to visit in February, I think, before the lockdown. How thankful are you and were you that you had a chance to do that when everything else came to a standstill, that you were able to see the campus and you knew where you were going, whereas other recruits across the country haven't had that?
Yeah, I think it was, that was a blessing from God. I think, with the whole COVID and the virtual thing, I mean, it is definitely unfortunate that a lot of players, haven't been able to go on visits and stuff, because, I mean, I think that does play a really big part, because, I mean, you want to see what it feels like, how the people are. You want to see the facilities and all that stuff. I was able to see that, and, some of the other commits and signees, they'll ask me, it's like, hey, what did you think of this or that? And I can give them an honest opinion of saying, hey, man, like, these facilities are unbelievable, like, it's everything you ever need. So, I mean, it's pretty cool, just talking to them, and they're like, man, I can't wait. It's like, I'm itching to get up there. And, a lot of them are like, man, I wish I could early enroll with y'all, and they're all pretty excited, and, just coming over the summer. But, yeah, just, I mean, for the guys that haven't been able to visit, I'm there for, to help them try to get that feel as much as possible, since they didn't go on a visit.
And you were able to relay that to them even last summer and in the fall, I would imagine also.
Yeah. So like, if we were just talking on the phone or whatever, and they were asking about this, like, what's the training room like? What's the facility? What's the stadium? just in general, like, I can try to give them the best, I
Okay.
can try to communicate that, the best way as I can.
All right. The indoor throwing that you guys have been doing, I think there's been a little bit of that. What's that been like? Has that been intense? Has that been, well, how would you describe that?
I've been loving it. I mean, it's intense. It's fast moving. Coach Johnson, he likes to do things with a high tempo because he likes to correlate all the stuff that, he teaches and coaches on the, like, during the game. So, I mean, we're moving fast, and you got to just think fast. You got to think that way. You got to be like that on the field. And, we're working on our footwork. We're working on everything, footwork, and just like the play concepts. If we're not even using the whole team, like, we'll work on our footwork for like each plays, and just going over plays and signals and talking about every little small detail, so that when we get out on the field, it just comes natural to us.
All right, great. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Stephen Brooks with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Hamp. I wanted to ask you, Cam talked about a little bit ago, like when his parents left after moving him in, it kind of felt real. I'm wondering for you, when did, as a guy who was committed early and hadn't been here for coming up on a year now, you've done a lot of talking about it, and I'm sure a lot of people have been talking to you about, going to Michigan State. Now you're here. Just what was that moment like, or when was it, I guess, too, when it sort of sunk in, like, I am here now, like I'm starting my college career, and it's sort of time to start over. When did that all sink in?
Well, I think, when they left my dorm, and my first night here, obviously, but then I think it really kicked into me when I had to do my first, my first laundry little session. Because I mean, I had to, I had to call mom and make sure I was doing everything correctly. So I think that kind of hit me, as far as, I got to do my laundry, got to take care of my room, take the trash out, stuff like that, so.
That's a new thing for you?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I had an idea, but mom was always gotta help somehow.
Sure. And also, I got back on yours a little bit late. I apologize if you already talked about this, but just curious about transitioning to a college weight program, and with Coach Novak, your impressions of him and what you guys have been up to there for, I guess, coming up on about a month now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach Novak, he's awesome. I mean, he knows his stuff, and I mean, he's interacting with us in the weight room the whole entire time we're lifting, and I mean, he's going by every single player, telling them what they need to do better, what they're doing. He's encouraging everybody. He's a high tempo guy too, very high energy, along with all the assistants that are in there. And it just kind of correlates to us. Like, okay, we need to move fast, we need to go, everything that I feel like has been, whatever, if it's lifting weights, a meeting, talking in general, we're doing it as if we're in a game situation. So, talking, I mean, everything's a game situation. And yeah, coach, I mean, in the weight room, I mean, they all do a pretty good job of making it, feel like we're in a game, and, we're going out and, competing.
Got it. Thanks, man. Good to see you.
Our final question will go to Chris Solar, the Detroit Free Press.
Before you got here, I mean, we talked so much about the recruiting aspect of everything being virtual, and over the years we've talked with guys that once they commit, there's the big text thread that a lot of guys will go on. Did you guys, I mean, did you do anything video wise with the other commits to kind of get to know them? I mean, was that part of the last year or so?
Are you talking about like with the other early enrollees?
Yeah, well, not just the early enrollees, but the other guys in your class that'll be coming later. I mean, do you guys have video calls? What kind of things have you done to kind of build relationships with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, we talk on the phone, I mean, all the time. I mean, every single day. Obviously, I mean, the early enrollees are here. We talk to each other in person. But for the guys that are back at home, that have signed and are going to come over the summer or whenever, I mean, we FaceTime them, and we stay in touch all the whole, every single day. And, we show them what we're eating every single day, because, they spoil us with the food after workouts. So they're always wanting to know how, what we're eating. And, we're like, oh, we got, Buffalo Wild Wings, something crazy, you want to just typically get. So it's been fun just to kind of show them, kind of what it's all about.
What was it like though, finally getting to not just put the face to the face, but actually see them in person and shake their hand or whatever you could do under the protocols?
Yeah, well, when I first met Ethan, 6'7", almost over 300, I had to tilt my head back. I was like, "Who are you?" So I mean, getting to see him in person, it's one thing to talk over the phone, but see him in person and see what they're all about, watching them work, it's really cool. It gets me excited, for the season and the potential that we have. I told Cam the other day, we were doing a little photo shoot thing. I was like, man, I wish we could just go play tomorrow. Like, I just wanted to go play, and everybody else felt that way. And just seeing each other in person, it's just more exciting. It actually feels real, after the whole, long recruiting season.
All right, looks like that's all the questions we have. Hamp, I really appreciate your time and get to know everybody today, and we'll see you soon at spring practice.
Yeah, thank y'all so much.
Thanks, Ham.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Sam.
thank you.
Thanks,
Welcome.
Ham. Take
Welcome
care.
to classes.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Ben. Bye.
Thanks, Ben.